Released in May 1990 on 4AD, Pod marked a unique convergence of underground music talent and sensibility. Helmed by Kim Deal of the Pixies and Tanya Donelly of Throwing Muses, and produced by Steve Albini, the album was never intended as a mainstream rock statement. Instead, it emerged as an unpolished, eerily intimate work that stands as one of the more idiosyncratic and quietly influential alternative records of its era. The sonic aesthetic of Pod is minimal, dry, and at times deliberately unsettling. Steve Albini, known for his stark, room sound heavy engineering, gives the album a bare bones clinical quality. The drums are flat and upfront, the bass is dry and closely mic'd, and the guitars scratch and buzz rather than soar or shimmer. There's little to no reverb, which gives the songs a raw, unadorned feel, almost voyeuristic in how it captures every nuance. This approach accentuates the vulnerability in Kim Deal's voice. Her singing is soft, deadpan, and strangely sensual. Not in the polished way of pop singers, but in a flawed, human way that feels deliberately underperformed. It's as if the band is playing in the next room and you're overhearing something private, an atmosphere that suits the cryptic and sometimes unsettling lyrics. Kim Deal's songwriting on Pod trades in surreal imagery, ambiguous narratives, and a fixation on bodily themes: pregnancy, lust, discomfort, transformation. Songs like Hellbound and Iris evoke a sense of unease that's more emotional than lyrical. Her lyrics often seem to skirt around a subject rather than define it, using impressionistic fragments to create atmosphere rather than story. Glorious, the opening track, begins with a low murmur and a drone, giving way to a seductive, murky rhythm. It sets the tone for the album, inward-looking, off-kilter, and strangely erotic. Doe and Open continue this theme of fragmented intimacy with elliptical lyrics and melodies that rarely resolve the way traditional rock songs do. One of the most remarkable tracks is Fortunately Gone, which sounds almost like a pop song but is sung with a strange flatness and a jangly awkwardness that resists easy consumption. It's this push and pull between tunefulness and discomfort that gives Pod its unique character. The chemistry between Deal and Donelly is palpable throughout the album. Donelly's guitar playing, often dissonant and minimal, complements Deal's bass-heavy, rhythmic sensibility. The sparse arrangements leave space for each instrument to breathe, something that Albini's engineering enhances rather than obscures. Britt Walford, credited as Shannon Doughton, contributes tightly restrained drumming, more skeletal than expressive, but crucial in maintaining the album's eerie tension. Unlike later Breeders records, particularly the more commercial Last Splash, there is little here that resembles radio rock. There are no anthems, no hooks designed for mass appeal. Instead, the focus is on texture, tension, and understatement. There's a pervasive sense of estrangement on Pod. Many critics have read it as a kind of feminist subversion of rock tropes. Deal reclaims sexuality on her own terms, refuses to deliver clear narratives, and resists the emotional exhibitionism often expected of female vocalists in rock. The result is an album that feels both personal and opaque, alienating and alluring. The title Pod itself suggests a sealed-off, embryonic space, fitting for a record that seems to be about becoming rather than being. The songs often feel like fragments of conversations or thoughts that weren't meant to be heard, adding to the album's voyeuristic quality. While Pod wasn't a commercial success, its influence has grown over the decades. Kurt Cobain famously cited it as one of his favorite albums, and its skeletal sound and emotional ambiguity can be heard in the work of bands like PJ Harvey, Cat Power, and early Sleater Kinney. It represents a fork in the road for alternative rock, away from the grand gestures of grunge and towards something quieter, weirder, and more internal. Pod is not an easy or immediately rewarding album, but its persistence lies in its refusal to be pinned down. It's awkward, cryptic, and deeply original. In a landscape of alt-rock posturing and mainstreaming, Pod remains a strange and singular statement, uncompromising, embryonic, and still quietly glorious.